Porches, porticos, bird cages, whatever anyone wants to call them, on the side of one of the houses in Frederiksted. All sorts of influences went into these designs. Sometimes the builders used pattern books, which were popular in the 19th century. Other times they used some of their own designs and incorporated them into it. There's rather a Moorish influence in this bird cage. This work was very tedious to cut all of those pieces one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And quite often young boys who were apprenticed to be carpenters were given this job. They could be paid far lower salaries than a regular carpenter, and they were of course learning to work the tools. So they would turn out a good bit of this fancy work, which was laid out by the master carpenter. We're on Strand Street now, sometimes known as Bay Street. And you can see the building ahead of you, the clapboards, the weatherboards on the side, on the second floor, very interesting. They're a combination of scallops and dentils, very effective when the light plays on it. This is one of the wonderful parts of lattice work, fretwork, gingerbread, the patterns that the sun throws through them, not only shading the area, but creating a very beautiful scene.
In recent decades, such factors as economic progress, rapid population growth, massive infusions of federal revenue, low-income public housing, and Americanization of the culture have helped contribute to the abandonment of traditional West Indian house forms. As a consequence, not only is the visual aesthetic of the towns being drastically altered, but a significant element of the unique cultural heritage of Afro-Virgin Islands is disappearing forever. Currently, people and organizations are working toward preserving the traditional West Indian house forms. The State Historic Preservation Office, directed by Roy Adams, is taking the lead in the local preservation movement.
Hi, I'm Bill Chapman. I'm the architectural historian in the Virgin Islands Planning Office, and this is
Claudette Lewis, historian.
And we're involved in an inventory of historic buildings in the Virgin Islands, among other things. And behind us, you'll see a number of our inventory people. There are summer students who are working in our department doing a building-by-building description of a lot of the smaller buildings in the area. Maybe Claudette could say something about what the point of all this is.
This is basically to inventory the historic buildings that are in Shah Ramli so that we can have a record of what is where and get some historic information on the said building so that later on, if in fact they are demolished or for some reason destroyed, then we can have a complete listing of what's done in the historic district.
Private citizens and community groups are also involved in preserving old buildings. Recognizing that restoration of a deteriorating older house is often less expensive than building a new one, a number of homeowners have taken to restoring the older structures. The Caribbean Dance Company of St. Croix has recently purchased this wooden structure on Church Street in the Christiansted Historic District and is involved in raising funds for its rehabilitation as their headquarters and dance studios. Local architects and builders conscious of the positive qualities of historic structures are incorporating traditional design elements into newer building forms, thus creating a continuity between historic building traditions and modern architecture. The West Indian wooden cottage has endured the test of time and earned its place in the history of the Virgin Islands. Many of the structures you have seen are well over 100 years old. They have survived the onslaught of hurricane force winds and the intense tropical sun. Today, these structures are threatened more by human attitudes than by natural elements. If the West Indian wooden cottage is to survive into the 21st century, its significance must be recognized by all Virgin Islanders as a vital element of our distinctive cultural heritage.